Greetings, beautiful earthlings. My name is Star. If you're new here, I don't know how you found me, but I'm super grateful to have you. And if you are returning, y'all the real MVP, you already know. Today, I want to have a little discussion with you guys because I know most of my friends on YouTube don't really know much about what's going on TikTok, and my friends on TikTok don't know much about what's going on YouTube. So I want to just kind of make a video talking about something that's really near and dear to my heart. And I know a lot of people that follow me because they know me are kind of tired of me promoting my new deck. But I want to talk about it because those people who either aren't following me or are following me but don't know me personally, I want to touch base with you guys and talk about why I made this deck. So I know I've been doing a lot of promoting of my new deck, my Mac Miller tarot deck called Memento Mori. And there's, a lot of people who, again, follow me because they know me and they know how much Mac Miller means to me and has inspired me and, all of that. But I want to talk to you guys that don't know me, right? If you've just randomly stumbled across this video, whether it be now or in the future, whatever, I'm starting to have new eyes come to my channel just based off of the promotion I've been doing on my tarot deck alone. And because I'm getting so many new eyes on my stuff, I'm also starting to get hate comments, which I haven't gotten in a really, really, really long time, right? Usually when you're doing things like tarot in the spiritual community with your content, the hate comments eventually kind of weed themselves out, and the people who are really here for your content are very supportive, right? And I'm so, so lucky and so, so grateful to have the audience that I have and the collective that, follows me and that is very supportive, right? But this tarot deck means so, so very much to me. And I'm I just kind of want to back up and take you guys back through this. For those of you guys who didn't see my first video that I posted talking about this, when I had originally done like the walkthrough of the majors video, I think I did kind of touch in there about what it was like making the deck and my thought process and everything, right? And I did make a comment about how I made this deck for me and I didn't intend on selling it because, for one, it's like a whole bunch of copyrighted images, right? All these images are just from Google. I didn't do anything creative to them at all. I could have overlaid them, drawn over them, done something creative, put backgrounds, and I didn't because I did not intend to sell this deck. I intended entirely just for it to be for myself. And that's because I have been struggling with my content as of late and trying to figure out my place in the tarot community now, because something I don't talk to you guys a lot about anymore is that I personally don't really use tarot cards anymore in my practice. I'm really sorry for the random cut and the change in audio. I realized this little lavalier microphone that I have doesn't stay on past about 3 minutes, so I'm really glad that I saw the light go off and check before I kept talking, because I would have lost the entire video, and that happened to me the other day as well with this microphone. So again, apologies for the cut and the change in audio, but I'm gonna just keep going, okay? So like I was saying, having a tarot channel, having a tarot platform, and not personally using tarot cards myself, I started to feel kind of like a phony, like, how am I going to get on here every day and talk to you guys about tarot when I personally don't use tarot cards anymore? And I made my channel because, I love tarot and I can talk endlessly about it. And I know I can teach about tarot because I just love it so damn much. And I can do all the things I've been doing, right? Deck reviews, teaching, doing readings, all of this stuff. But just for me personally, it became a little bit hard to get on here and use tarot cards every day when I don't use them anymore. I wanted to make a deck for myself that would inspire me to pick it up every single day and force me to do daily content, because on TikTok, it's kind of an everyday or die type of situation. And if you don't do that daily content, your channel really suffers for it. Whereas YouTube, I know daily content would help, but I can keep the platform alive without it. Same thing with Instagram. So that was my initial intention with making a Mac Miller deck, was something that I personally wanted to handle every single day, because although I absolutely love all of the tarot decks that I have, I don't have the connection with any of them that I wish that I did. I do see a lot of tarot readers on the platform that have, like, you know, their good old trusty deck that they've had for 5-10 years. It's all worn out. And I wish that I had that kind of connection with a deck, and I just don't. So, you know, I thought about which deck I love the most, and it's my Starman Tarot. And I thought, I wish there was a Mac Miller tarot deck, right? Because as much as I love David Bowie, he hasn't done nearly as much in my lifetime for me as Mac Miller has done. So that's why I created the Mac Miller tarot deck. Sorry if you've been watching all of my content and you know all of this, and you know I'm getting to it, I promise. But that's why I made this Mac Miller tarot deck. It was 100% just for myself, just to do daily readings. But I realized when you're doing this daily content on TikTok, it doesn't matter what deck you're using, people are always going to ask, what deck is that? Where can I get it? And I just had the thought to make it available, right? I wasn't trying to push it. I wasn't trying to make money off of it. In fact, what I'm charging for these decks, although it looks ridiculous, I'm actually not making any money off of these, because each of these special editions, I don't have the money to buy them outright. Like, I want to like buy a bunch of them in bulk to make them cheaper for you. So the price that you guys are paying for this special edition is literally the price that you pay straight from the person who's shipping it to me. So you're literally paying them for the product, for the shipping, for the tax, and none of this goes to me. Same thing with what I'm charging for the standard edition. Not a penny of this goes to me. So I wanted to address this because the hate comments I've started to get from promoting this deck, I don't know if I'm going to post them. I don't really want to be a jerk and, you know, try to out people. It's not really my intention for coming on here. But I had someone say the other day, it feels really scummy to try to make money off of a dead guy's image, but do you? And first of all, to me, it's funny because I'm not making any money off of these decks. I'm not. I just wanted to make them available to you guys. If you see it, if you like it, if you vibe with it, if you resonate with it, if you are like me and you want that connection with it, I wanted to make it available to you, right? There was another person who made a comment saying, I understand what you're getting at, but I don't think Mac would appreciate his image being used for tarot. And I get that. I do. I really do. But also, I do understand that what I know of Mac, I feel like everybody kind of cherry picks what they see about Mac, whereas Mac is a very multidimensional person, and I know that he is very spiritual, and I know that he knows a lot more past religion, but he does understand that religion had a part to play in his life, right? So I understand completely where these comments are coming from and why, because everybody's got a special place in their heart for Mac, and everybody wants to be able to honor him in the way that they think is best, in the way that they think he would appreciate the most, right? Which is what I'm trying to do here. So I did put this as a title card in my deck, in both of them, and I don't know if you can read it. Probably not. Stop focusing on me. There we go. And it says that this is created as a commemorative piece of fan art. I just, from one fan to another, right? And for me, I feel like we all want to honor Mac in a respectful way, in our own way, right? If I was a really good artist, a really good sketch artist, I would draw as many pictures of Mac as I could, right? All the pictures I like, I would love to draw those. If I was a good painter, I would paint those. If I could make shirts for myself and not go bankrupt and have every shirt that I own be Mac Miller, I would, right? I have a Mac Miller tattoo. I got Memento Mori tattooed right here, right after I made the deck, to kind of commemorate the journey that I went through with Mac in this process. And I think that that's what a lot of people don't get when they just see this at face value, when they see me doing readings with this deck on TikTok, because that's the point. That's how I'm going to get you to see it, right? But it's also how I get you to connect with me, and that's how I get you to connect with Mac, because this is how I connect with Mac. So what a lot of people don't know is that when I was making this deck, I felt like I was really connecting with Mac. And I've tried not to say that because, again, the MacHead community is very touchy. There's a lot of people who are very loving and very supporting, and there are a lot of people who are very protective of Mac. And I understand that. Again, he has passed and he cannot defend himself and he cannot say anything about this, right? And when I was making this deck, the idea came to me in the middle of the night randomly. Again, what kind of deck would I want to handle every single day? What deck would make me excited to pick it up? What deck could I make that I would feel a connection to? And I feel like if I were to draw 78 cards or try to do some kind of graphic art, it wouldn't be authentic to me because I'm not so much of an artist. I dabble in art, you know what I mean? But I'm not so much of an artist that I feel like that would be authentic to me and that I would be excited to pick that up every day. I feel like if I had drawn pictures for cards, I would just be looking at them and looking at the mistakes in every card. You know, I could have done this better. I could have done this better. I can't believe I did that. And I still do that to this day, looking at certain cards. I wish I'd picked a different, but you know, that's neither here nor there. This was just for me to get excited to handle this deck every single day. And the idea came to me because I was listening to Mac. This is what I do. Most of you guys who know me, you know I listen to Mac more than anybody else. My Spotify Wrap for the past 2 years has been just Mac. This year he was my top listen artist, and all 5 of my top listen songs were him, my top albums, everything, because he is my comfort. And I was listening to his music and I connect with him in such a way when I listen to his music. And that's the point. That's the point. That's why he made the music. It's for us to connect. And there have been so many spooky moments when I'm listening to Mac's music and I'm thinking about certain things, and something in the song will say exactly what I'm thinking, or it seems to answer what I'm thinking. And, you know, I'll be talking to someone and Mac will be playing in the background, and something he says will mirror what we're talking about. And so many people have like witnessed this. And, you know, while I was making this deck, the whole thing just flew out of me in about 5 hours, like 3 to 5 hours. I was done with this deck. I was done so fast. And I didn't think I could ever make a tarot deck, right? So yeah, for one, I'm proud because I made a tarot deck. I made this. This came from me, right? But I don't take the credit for this. I give Mac the credit for this. And I give Mac the credit for the inspiration for this. And I give Mac the credit for me wanting to connect with his fans as well. And wanting to connect with the people who are like me, who are into spirituality, who are into tarot, and who love Mac. Because I've noticed a lot of witches and a lot of tarot readers in the community either have Mac Miller tattoos, they listen to Mac. Mac is such a big influence in the tarot and spiritual community that I really wanted to be able to connect with those people. Because these are my people, right? This deck was not made for the people who are just Mac fans. This deck was specifically made for the people who are Mac fans and who read tarot. Because there are people who are out there looking for exactly this thing. Because I was looking for this thing. So the only thing that I wanted was to just make this available to those people who are looking for this thing. And I know that is the most niche, that is the most niche thing to create, right? The most niche thing to say, the most pointed group of people, right? I don't even expect that I'm going to sell 50 copies of this. I don't. I did not make this with the intention of getting fucking rich or getting fucking famous. I wasn't going to take this to a publisher. That's why I did this out of my own pocket. That's why you guys are paying what I pay for each of these decks, and not a penny more. Honestly, you're paying a couple pennies less, and I'm just eating the cost. And I cannot make a book, I cannot make a box. I just don't have the graphic brain to do it, right? The computer graphic brain. This was hard enough for me. I don't have the brain to make a box and a book. So I made this, and I make you guys tarot bags because that's what I do. I give you a tarot bag with each deck. I give you a piece of selenite with each deck. I give you some goodies and a little handwritten note because it just feels like I'm connecting with my people, my friends, with Mac's friends, Mac's people. And I just want to say, you know, I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for believing in this project. Thank you for feeling what I feel, right? And from the beginning, a lot of people were really mad that I put Ari in the deck, Ariana Grande. I did put his other two girlfriends in there, but I did use a lot of Ariana Grande in this deck, and a lot of people were very mad about it because of what Ari is going through right now, right? With the whole Ethan Slater thing and being, you know, wicked and all this dumb shit that has nothing to do with Mac, right? And the only reason, I've said this so many times, the only reason I put Ari in the deck is because I needed a queen. I wanted to make this just Mac. I really did, but I did not feel right putting Mac on the queen cards. Because if I were to make a tarot deck outside of this one, I would want it to be equally balanced between feminine and masculine energy. And I feel like Mac also has an appreciation for the Divine Feminine. And if we remember, the Divine Feminine album itself came about when he was with Ariana Grande. So to me, she was the inspiration for his connection to the idea of the Divine Feminine. And that's why I used her as my inspiration for the Divine Feminine in this deck specifically. I don't care what she's doing in her personal life, okay? That's why I made the Seven of Swords. Like, I'm probably not going to find it right now, but that's why I made the Seven of Swords, Ari and Pete Davidson, because I acknowledge she's a human and she makes mistakes. And yeah, she cheated on Mac with Pete Davidson while he was alive. And a lot of people really fucking hate her for that because she's a homewrecker, because she's this, because she's that, because Mac wanted to dedicate so much of his life to her and she couldn't do the same, right? Everyone has an opinion about Ari and what she did by cheating on Mac with Pete Davidson, okay? And I acknowledge that, and that's why I made that the Seven of Swords card. And what a lot of people don't understand is that I didn't put her in the deck because I idolize her. Yeah, I love her. I did. I loved her as an artist, as a musician. I never knew her as a person, right? I knew her from Victorious growing up. I didn't start listening to Ariana Grande's music until I really fell in love with Mac Miller's music. And Mac Miller really loved Ariana. And that's why I learned to grow to love Ariana. Again, I don't give a fuck what she's doing with her life, okay? Dead honest. Dead honest, this is not an Ariana Grande deck. Everybody's going to have something to say, again, because everybody is so protective of Mac and what they think that Mac would think is best. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I am the authority on what Mac would know best. I'm not even going to go so far as to tell you guys I was channeling Mac when I made this. Whatever I think, whatever I feel, whatever I believe regarding my relationship with Mac and the time that we spent together and the time that, you know, I spend with him through his music and the time that I spent making this deck, none of that is going to convince you to think well of this deck if you don't, right? I'm not trying to convince you guys to buy this deck. I'm not making any fucking money off of it. I'm not even planning to try to make any money off of it. If you guys look at my content, none of it has been money focused. I'm here because I love tarot. I love tarot. I love the spiritual community. I love being able to reach people in a different way outside of gossip channels and garbage that we all ingest, right? My collective, the people who follow me, the people who resonate with my content are not those people that are judgmental enough to leave hate comments on projects that I feel are special, right? At the end of the day, yes, I am selling this deck. And I understand that if you just randomly come across me doing a tarot reading with this deck, like we do on TikTok, right? We just open it up, we're just doing a normal tarot reading, and then at the end of the video, and if you're interested in my deck, go to starsparrowtarot.com. This is where you can get it. Special edition has 6 more discounted copies available. You know, I understand to somebody who's just passing by what that looks like. But I wanted to talk to you guys who actually care. Those of you who actually care about this deck, those of you who actually care about Mac, those of you who actually care about me and want to know more about why I made this deck and want to know more about what my dream was behind it. Because my dream was not to get this published. My dream was not to be recognized for this deck. My dream was not anything, you know? And I know there's even a touchy spot about putting Mac's mom in the deck. I did. I put her as the Empress card because I didn't feel right putting Ari as the Empress card because something happened. I think I lost the video actually on TikTok that I recorded right after it happened. But while I was putting the cards together, like on the computer, on the little templates, I left the Empress card blank because I was looking for the picture of Ari where she's sitting on the world in the God is a Woman music video, and it just didn't feel right. And I felt like I kept getting the idea over and over to put Mac's mom in there, and pictures I saw of just Mac's mom by herself, or like his mom and dad. I even wanted to use his dad as like the Emperor card, and they just didn't fit the format of the card specifically. So I found a picture of Mac and his mom, and when I found that picture, again, I was listening to Mac, right? There was a song playing, and he says, let's get this clear, I am here. It's, you know, let's get this clear, I am here, I don't care who got next, whatever he says, right? But okay, some of you are going to write this off, and it's fine. This is my experience, right? I know for a fact every night at about 2:30 a.m. my Wi-Fi cuts off and like regenerates. It kind of does like a little system reboot or whatever. And, you know, I'm not saying that this is magic or anything. I'm just saying that it happened, okay? So while when I saw that picture of Mac and his mom, the one that I used on the Empress card, again, I don't know that I'm going to be able to find that right out the gate, but right when I found that picture and I put it on the template as the Empress card, I heard the song say, let's get this clear, I am here, and the Wi-Fi shut off. Boom, look at that, right on time. The Wi-Fi shut off at the exact same time. The music cut off, and I got fucking chills. And I had a couple more experiences like that when making this deck. And that's why I wholeheartedly believe that Mac knows. Okay, I'm not going to say I sat here and I did a seance to ask him if it was okay. I'm not going to say that I connected with him. I'm not going to say that like I'm the psychic warlock on the hill and that I can communicate with the dead, right? Again, whatever you believe to be true, I'm not trying to convince you otherwise. From the experience that I had making this deck, I got exactly the connection with it that I wanted. This is a deck I'm very proud of, not because I made it and I think my shit don't stink, because every single card is just Mac. Look at that. Every single card is just pictures of Mac, pictures of album art. You know what I mean? I didn't make anything. I didn't do anything. All I did was pick out pictures, put them on the template, put words and numbers on them. The only thing that I made on this entire deck was the back. That's it. I cut out this little guy. I put a blue background on it. I mirrored it. I put the words Memento Mori on both of those. I didn't do one side and then mirror it. I did exactly this. I put that there, I put my tag there, and I had to do it on the top. and I had to make sure that it fit within the frame. I put a blue background on it, and that's the only thing I creatively did with this deck. But I really, really, really have such a deep connection with this deck because I really have such a deep connection with Mac. I have such a deep connection with Mac's music. And my friend just shared something to me today. I'll put a little picture here of, she said, the post was that Mac had responded to some of his fans on Twitter, and they just asked him random questions, and he responded. And one of the questions was, can we smoke sometime and talk? And he said, yeah, anytime, just roll one, smoke one, and put on a CD. And that's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel, is every time I put on his music, I am just connecting with him. I feel like every time I shuffle with this deck, I am connecting with him. And although, yes, tarot is used for readings, it's used for collective energy, things like that, I also feel like this is about connecting with Mac for me, okay? So that's why I don't use this for every reading. I don't. And I don't use this... I use this in like client readings as the Divine Mask deck. Usually I'll do a mask deck and a femme deck. I usually use the Light Seers as the femme deck because I feel like it resonates more with the femme energy. But, you know, this is always my Divine Mask deck when I'm doing my readings. But, you know, I did try to keep this as full as I could of Mac through his life. I didn't put baby pictures of Mac in here because I'm not gross, right? But I tried my best to really get as much of Mac in here as I could. I got Scary Movie, right, with Snoop Dogg. I got, look, there's Mac with Ralphie. There's a couple of those in his younger life. For the pages, I used Mac when he was younger. I used younger pictures of Mac for the pages. I used pictures of him on stage for things like this where I need big presence in that card. Because remember, this is a deck. This is a tarot deck, and each of these cards holds spirit. Each of these cards holds energy and memory, and I couldn't just throw 78 random images on here. I really sat here and I really thought about which of these pictures actually resonates with each of these card ideals, right? Each of these tropes and things like that. I used like in between ages of Mac for the knights. I used, you know, on my favorite cards, like the ones that have the most spirit and the best kind of energy, I used my favorite pictures of Mac. I really, really, really put a lot of thought into this deck. Even in the smallest things like this, the Four of Pentacles represents holding, and it's usually somebody holding a big pentacle, right? Stepping on a pentacle, holding a pentacle on their head, right? And something as small as Mac holding his leg the way he's sitting. The pentacle suit, I used all of him in the studio. Some of them were pianos, but some of them were in the studio because there's not that many pictures of him using a piano, but a lot of the pentacle suit was him in the studio. And to find a picture of him in the studio and holding himself, like these tiny little things are so representative to me of each of these cards. And again, because I'm not an artist, I don't know of any other way to honor Mac, but all I know is that he's made such a big impact on my life and the lives of the people around me. Like every person I know knows Mac and knows his music. And he's made such a big impact on the people in my community, our community, the tarot community, the spiritual community. Mac had nothing to do with that community in his lifetime. Nothing. Yet here we are, witches and spiritualists and tarot readers, marginalized, right? Psychics. We are on the edge, on the fucking edge of society. Marginalized. And we still connect with each other, not only through our community and what we do, but through things like this music, through things like Mac. He had a lot of ups and downs, man. He had a lot of fun. He had a great life. He did everything he wanted to do. He really fucking did the damn thing. And every time I need that kind of energy, I channel Mac. I put on his music. I talk to him. I talk to him as if he's right here, as if he's my best friend, as if he's my brother, as if he is in the room with me. Whether he hears me or not, that's up for you to decide. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything here. I just really, really, really wanted to honor Mac in some way more than just what I can, right? Death Card. The self-care video is my favorite video, and that's why I have about 4 images from that video in here. You know, I really, really, really put so much thought into this deck. I'm not going to say I put so much heart into this deck, because again, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. But a tattoo doesn't feel like enough. I feel like I need a tattoo for every album he made. You know, 1 shirt, 2 shirt, 3 shirt, 4 shirt, 5 shirt doesn't feel like enough. I could cover my wall with posters. Everybody is always going to misinterpret my relationship with Mac. Everybody thinks I'm obsessed with him or I'm in love with him, and that's not even relevant to anything. He is the inspiration I needed in a world where I had no inspiration. I personally had nobody to look up to in my life. I had a really fucked up childhood. I had a really fucked up teenage years. I did not have one single person to look up to in my life. I was on the fast track of I only wanted to die, and I wanted to die fast, and I wanted to die full of drugs. That's it. I never thought that I would make it to 31, be engaged to the love of my life, have a beautiful angel baby child. I could have never fucking imagined that I would be here on YouTube 6-7 years after I started it. I could never have imagined any of this. I didn't even fucking seek out tarot. Tarot sought out me. My friend handed me a tarot deck one day and said, this deck doesn't like me. Maybe you'll have better luck with it. I had no fucking idea what tarot even was. And I had to go down years of research before I could even start reading with it. And all of that to say, no matter what you think about what I am doing with this deck, no matter what you think about what my connection is with Mac, no matter what your connection is with Mac, I am not here to devalue your connection to Mac. I am not here to devalue your voice and what you feel is right about what Mac would want. Because I was not one of those people that grew up with Mac's music. I didn't find Mac's music until I was about 21, 22-ish. 22, 23 maybe. I kind of knew of him a little bit around 22, 23 because of that Ariana Grande song that he did, The Way. And that was about all I knew about him. And I had an ex who really absolutely loved him and showed me his music. And I was like, wow, this is really good. I like this. And it's hard to find something that is so new and so unique, because I feel like no matter how great every album is, every album by every artist always sounds like something else. And Mac is so authentically himself. And that's what I strive to be. That's all I strive for in my life is freedom, truth, authenticity, and justice, right? That's it. That's all I want out of my life. And Mac is so authentic. And through his authenticity and his tenacity and his drive and his dream, he created his own freedom. That can be argued, right? It can be argued his freedom was also a prison. I understand that. But as somebody who also had to go through the struggle of addiction, right? Drugs and alcohol and everything. As somebody who is still trying to get my footing and figure out what it is I want for my life, right? I just look to Mac every single day of my life. And I just want the tiniest bit of tenacity like he has. The tiniest bit. And I just don't want anybody confusing the fact that I am selling this deck for me trying to make a profit off of him. I had the thought of, when I get my tax return money, to take out about $1,000 and to buy a little tiny amount of these decks, because it's still not even, $1,000 is still not even enough to buy 20 copies of each deck. But I had the thought to buy just a small amount so that I could bring the price down a little bit on these special editions, so that I can start focusing on trying to figure out how to make a box for this, trying to figure out how to make a book, because I don't think that a deck like this necessarily needs a book. I feel like it needs a box. It needs to be respected a little bit more, which is why I provide you with tarot bags when I give it to you, because it does deserve that respect. I don't want you to just throw it around, you know, just toss it somewhere because it doesn't have a box. But I don't think that a deck like this needs a book, because for one, it's not a beginner deck. It's not, I'm sorry, it's not a beginner deck. This is not in line with the Rider-Waite-Smith. This deck is not going to teach you anything about tarot. This deck specifically is just a commemorative fan art piece, because there is not enough art that I could make in the entire world for the rest of my life that could ever communicate my appreciation for Mac in the way that this tarot deck does, because tarot is my thing. That's what I've got. That's what I know. That's what I'm passionate about. That is what is the most me out of everything that I have and everything that I do. Tarot is the most authentically me thing that I have, that I know inside and out, in the nerve endings of my skin, in the cells of my body, in every monicum of blood that rushes through me. I know tarot, and I know Mac. And this is all I could do to show that appreciation. I did not make this for anybody but myself and Mac. And someone even told me I should send it to Mac's mom. And they were like, you know, she'll be so proud. You should send it to Mac's mom. And I don't know that she would be proud. I really don't, because again, the comment that person made about, I don't know that Mac would want his likeliness used for tarot, right? Same thing with his mom being in here. I don't know if she would appreciate being in a tarot deck. And I do think about that often. I think about it all the time. And it does get to me. And I did think about it when I was making the deck. And that's honestly partially a reason that I almost didn't even sell this deck to begin with, because I was really worried that people would feel it was disrespectful for me to put Mac's mom in this deck. But I felt like she needed to be here, because she's such a big part of Mac's life. She's such a big part of Mac's music. And although, yeah, he went off his own way and became his own person, and he had different relationships, and I put every single one of those girlfriends in here, although Ari's in here the most, the other two girlfriends are in here, right? But when at the end of the day, Mac's mom was the most important woman in his life. And I acknowledge that. And I would not feel right putting anybody else on the Empress card. And I just don't want Mac's mom or Mac's family or Mac's friends to feel like I'm being disrespectful by using Mac's likeness. I think I said likeliness earlier. I'm sorry if I did. I don't want anyone to feel disrespected by me using Mac's likeness and Mac's mom's likeness and Mac's girlfriend's likeness in a tarot deck, because people do feel disrespected, because not everybody knows what tarot is. A lot of people think that I'm conjuring demons, okay? A lot of people think that I'm just being a fucking I was gonna say gypsy, and I know that that's kind of offensive, but I mean, a lot of people do have that type of idea that I'm trying to scam them out of money. I know that's not what a gypsy is. Again, I'm not trying to use it in an offensive term. I'm saying that that is the image that some people portray of me when they see me being a psychic, reading tarot, and using a past person's likeness on a tarot deck. I'm not trying to swindle anybody out of money. I'm not trying to scam anybody. I'm not even making any fucking money off of these decks. And I cannot express that enough. If I could give you guys these decks, I would. To be so honest, like, people who make their own music and they burn all these little CDs, you know, and they just give these CDs out just to get their name out there. That's how I feel about this deck. That's why I make so many videos about promoting this deck. It's not just about getting my name out there. I mean, it was for me to make daily content, but it's also so very much more than that. And, you know, I know that the people who feel very strongly against this deck and against what I'm doing are going to cherry pick the words that I say, and they're going to go, see, you did this for content. I get that, and that's fine. Do you? Because at the end of the day, you are going to defend what you believe is right the same way I'm going to defend what I believe is right. And I just want this deck to reach its people. That's it. And I'm going to keep promoting this deck, and I'm going to keep selling this deck because there are people who are looking for it. One of my last sales, I've only sold 4 copies of this deck, I believe, so far. This is Chanel #1. She's the original. This is the very first one. And I have since sold 4 copies of this. I haven't sold any standards yet, but I did make it available because I know that the price on this one is kind of ridiculous. But this is linen. This is gilded. I tried to make it as worth the price as possible for you guys. Standard is if you really just want to have this deck, but you really don't want to pay this price for it, right? But some people like the feel of cardstock better than linen. It just is what it is. That's why I made it in 2 different versions for you. But like I said, I've only sold 4 copies of this deck. Because I'm promoting it daily, because I'm posting about it so much, it doesn't mean that I am fucking raking in money over here from it. It doesn't mean that that was my intention, and it doesn't mean that that is my intention going forward. It's not. It never was, and it never will be. And just like the people who paint pictures of Mac, just like the people who, you know, do wood burnings and carvings and, you know, make mosaics and they do street art and they do all these things just to honor Mac, we're all doing it for the same reason. It's just because we love Mac and we miss him. We miss his presence in the world, but he's not gone. He's not gone. Put on his music. He's not gone. Yeah, he's gone from the physical plane, and that's hard for people to understand, and that's hard for people to digest and accept, but he's not gone. He's here in his music, and that's exactly what I said on my little commemorative card. It says, "From one fan who will never forget, I hope more Mac heads can gather together and appreciate the intention behind this compilation of famous pictures of Mac. He's always with us in his music if you just take the time to listen." This tarot deck was created as a commemorative piece of fan art, all rights reserved to the original photographers. I do not claim to own any of these pictures. I do not claim that I made fucking anything. I didn't make anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I'm not trying to brag about it. I'm not trying to boast about it. I just see that there is a hole. And I wanted to fill it. Because there are people who are looking for this. And I have it. It's right here. It's in my hands. I made it. You can have it. Here. Please. You can have it. You can have it. Before some big government lawyer tries to shut me down for selling copyrighted images. I don't know if I'm even legally allowed to do that, okay? I just want it to reach its people. And that's it. That's it. And I'm going to keep pushing.
Etsy shut me down because Etsy took off all likenesses of musicians and celebrities off of their platform. And I knew that that was coming because they're selling out fast and hard. So I took my Etsy down because they took this off. I completely moved my entire stock over to my website. And again, people see this as me promoting my tarot services. People see this as me promoting my website. Dude, my website is just things that I made if you want them. It's never been, I'm trying to make money. It has never fucking been, I'm trying to make money. I need money. I work a day job, dude. I work a day job. I work damn fucking hard at my day job at that. I'm really fucking good at what I do, and I have no need for the money. I promise. I just like making stuff. Everything that's on my website, the tarot bags, the jewelry, the ingestibles, the bath salts, all of that, I made it because I do that anyways. All of these things that I made, it's because I made one for me first. Every single thing you see on my website, on my Etsy, anything that's ever been sold, I made it for me. I made it for me first. And I said, I could make this available to people if they want it. I'm not out here pushing my website. I'm not out here pushing my services. The only reason that I put what I put on my tarot readings, that the only way to book a reading is through my website, is because of all of the scammers. And for those of you guys who are in the community, whether that be on TikTok or Instagram, those of you guys who are a part of the tarot community, the witchcraft community, the spiritual community, you know that every single profile that makes spiritual content is ripped off. Every single one of them. I am no exception. I'm fucking nobody. I have 2,000 fucking followers on YouTube. I am nobody. 6-7 years of doing YouTube and I only have 2,000 followers, right? I'm literally nobody. I'm literally nobody. I'm stuck in the 200 view jail on TikTok, okay? I am literally nobody. But I do this because I love it. I do this because I got so much shit to say. And I do this because there's a hole. And that's it. I'm really good at seeing holes, where the holes are, where this content should exist. I wish that this content existed and it doesn't. So I guess I'll make it. I wish that this thing existed and it doesn't, so I'll make it. I wish that somebody was helping people in this way and it doesn't, so I'll make it. I wish that deck walkthroughs didn't have a review in them. I wish that there was no talking and it was just open the deck, go through the cards, boom, done. That's it. Nobody's doing walkthroughs like that, so I'll make it. Everything that I've done on my page, on my channel from the beginning is just content I was looking for. Things that I wanted to see in the community. A lot of people are always talking about how we make the content that, you know, we just stick to our niche. That's what YouTubers are. They stick to their niche. Mr. Beast, he makes what he knows will do well, right? He makes the most trendiest fucking clickbait shit that he knows is gonna blow up, right? All of these people are clickbait focused. All of these people are number focused. All of these people are money focused. These big YouTubers that are getting millions and millions and millions of fucking views on every single video the second they post it. That has never been my intention with doing YouTube, with making content. I have never, ever, ever walked into something saying, how do I go viral? Not fucking once, not fucking ever. And I will continue to make my content no matter what platforms get banned. And if every fucking platform gets banned, I guess I'm gonna have to start writing more books because I just got a lot of shit to say and I just want the people who are looking for this content to find it. And the only way that they're gonna find it is if I keep making it. My content is not going to reach everybody that is looking for it if I just make some and stop. And hope they find it, hope they fucking stumble on it one day, because things don't work that way. I know that the way that the algorithm works, the way that the internet works, the only way that I am going to get eyes, the right eyes on my stuff, is to keep making it, to keep pushing, to keep producing this content, to keep producing the things that I love and the things that I want to see. And to be completely honest, I watch my content. I do. I'm big-headed as fuck. I'm a Leo. I love watching my own content. I do. I watch my own readings. My readings always hit me in the throat. I'm like, God damn, this wasn't even for the collective. This was for me. Every time I watch a video back, it's not about judging myself. It's not about critiquing myself. I feel like when I'm making videos, I'm channeling. I'm channeling my higher self. I'm channeling my future self. I'm channeling another version of myself that can do this, because I personally feel like I can't. I don't think that I'm brave enough. I don't think that I'm confident enough. I don't think that I'm pretty enough. I don't think that I'm driven enough. I don't think that I'm good enough. I don't think that I'm worthy enough. I don't think that I deserve any of this. But I know that there are a lot of people out there who feel the exact same way and just want to see somebody like them doing the damn thing. Which is why I connect with Max so much. Because it's somebody like me doing the damn thing, no matter what. No matter what anybody thinks, no matter what anybody says. That's funny that they came out together. No matter how people are going to try to tear me down. If I never sell another tarot deck, at least I've got these ones for me. Okay? If I never sell my inventory on my website, I'll give it away. It's not ever, ever, ever about money or virality or status. I just want to reach my people. I'm searching for my tribe, man. I'm searching for my family, you know? I don't have family. I don't know if a lot of you guys don't know that about me. I don't have family. I have, you know, my mom and my stepdad that I grew up with, but I am estranged from my dad's side of the family entirely because I had an extremely horrible childhood, and every single person on my dad's side of the family sided with my dad. They said that me and my mom were a problem from the beginning. My mom should have never been with my dad. All of this shit. I was a problem. I needed to get out of my dad's life. I was dragging my dad down. They really think my dad is the golden child. And I'm just the gum on the bottom of his shoe that's holding him back from being fucking whatever he's supposed to be, right? And he got a new family and he did all the things he wanted to do, right? I don't ever hope that motherfucker sees my name on anything. He doesn't deserve it. And that's why I don't go by my given name anymore. That's why I don't even want to have his last name anymore. Because he doesn't deserve to have a part in where I'm going. But I've also kind of reached the end of the road with my mom and my stepdad and how much they're going to be a part of my life. A lot of my family has completely stopped talking to me, disowned me. Nobody really fucking cares about me and my family. They don't. My aunt, my cousin, they're all I've got. They're like my sisters. They're the only thing that I ever had. I never had friends growing up. I'm not saying all this shit for you guys to pity me, because trust me, I don't need your fucking pity, and I don't want it. I don't want to hear I'm sorry for what you went through. I don't want to hear I'm proud of you. I don't want anything from anybody. I am not doing this for anybody else. I'm not. I just really, 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 really hope at the end of the day that this reaches the right people and that some haters along the way will see it. Because I got a lot of fucking haters. A lot of haters in the shadows watching me. I know. I see you. But I want to set the record straight. Because I know that from the beginning of me making this deck, Everything that I've ever put out was, I'm so proud of this deck. I made a tarot deck. Look what I did. Buy my tarot deck. I know that that's what it looks like. I know that that's what it comes off as. And I don't know of any other way to promote this stuff except for being fucking Showcase Barbie. And I know that that's not what this community wants, and that's not what this community needs, and that's not at all what Mac Miller fans want to see either. And I want you guys to see me authentically speaking to you genuinely as myself. Here I am, raw, unstripped. I'm not even going to cut anything out of this video. The only thing that I'm going to do is stitch together that little part where I switched, I took off my microphone earlier, because I want you guys to see that I am authentic. And I am going to continue to fight for my authenticity, even if that means losing every person I know along the way. I can prove that, and I'm pretty much proving that now. My authenticity and my dream and my freedom and my justice. That's all I want. That's all I fight for every minute of every fucking day. And I don't care how that affects people. On the other hand, I am a spiritualist. I am a healer. I am a reader. I see these things. It hurts me. I feel how it affects other people. I feel how I affect other people, which is why I feel so unworthy of the greatness, of the success, of all of these really fucking amazing things that I have created for myself, that I have paved the way for, because I don't believe that I did anything. Spirit was here every step of the way, man. Spirit was putting all these little ideas in my head. Go post a video. Go make a deck. Go start writing your book. Go make more content. This is what you should be doing. Go get that book. Go read that book. Every step of the way, I have been guided. I don't feel like I did anything. I'm just a vessel. I'm just here. I'm just channeling. I'm just a bridge between the human element and spirit element. And that's all I can do. That's all I know. And I'm just being me, man. And I hope that's cool with you guys. I hope that's okay. And, you know, I go through my own struggles every minute of every day. I'm constantly fighting against myself, against my brain, against everything in me. You guys do not see what I go through, because I want you to have a platform to be able to get all of your tarot information. That's all I've ever wanted to do, was just be a one-stop shop for everything tarot. And I'm going to continue to do that. And I hope that if you found me now through this deck, I hope that you can vibe with what I'm doing. And if you don't, thanks for stopping by. And if you guys are still with me all these years later, you mean the world to me. No matter what. I would not have been able to do any of this without anybody watching. It means fucking nothing if I'm making content and nobody's watching, right? Again, I'm still gonna do it. I'm still doing it every single... If you guys look at my videos right now as they're being posted, I get 10 views every single video, 10 views. And those 10 views are so cute to me, because that's 10 dedicated followers. That's 10 people that have been with me, watching every single update that I have, watching every single thing that I post. I know who these people are because they're interacting with everything I post on Instagram. They're interacting with everything I post on TikTok. And that's all I want. I just want to find my people. So I might edit out the burps, actually. I did say I wasn't going to edit anything, but I might edit out the burps because I do burp a lot when I talk. But anyways, all of that to say, I really appreciate you guys. You guys really mean the absolute world to me. For those of you guys who are watching, for those of you guys who made it to the end, I always say, if you made it to the end, please give me a like. It really helps me out so much. It does. It helps out the content. You guys know how YouTube works, but it lets me know that you made it to the end. That's all I want. I want to know that some people made it to the end, because most people don't. They get in there and they're like, damn, this bitch be talking, bro. I can't with all the gab. And that's fine, dude. I be talking. And I be talking and I be talking and I don't stop talking. Ask my boyfriend. That poor boy can't get a word in edgewise. But That's what I'm here for. That's like my only gift, is that I just don't shut up. I just keep going, and I keep going, and I keep going, and I keep going, and I'm gonna keep learning, and I'm gonna keep making more content, and I'm gonna keep fucking going. So I'm gonna say the thing, and I know it's gonna piss some people off after everything I just said, but again, I gotta play the game. And if you want this deck, starsparrowtarot.com, period. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, I love you guys so, 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 so very much. You have no idea what this means to be going into another year, another fresh year of being able to just make content, of just being able to keep doing what I love, of trying to come up with new ideas for videos, of things outside of the box, right? I don't want to keep doing what I've been doing, but I do want to keep doing what I've been doing, but I want to do it better. Okay, I want to do it better. I want to do it more consistently, and I know I've been saying that for a long fucking time, and here I am still, okay? If there's one thing you can count on, is that I'm still gonna be here. I'm not fucking going anywhere. I'm not fucking going anywhere, okay? You guys can count on a book coming. Probably not going to be the book I told you about before, the one that I started, the beginner fucking tarot book, because honestly, there are 18,000 fucking beginner tarot books in the world, and I don't need to make another one. I'm not fucking nobody. I want to make the book I want to make, and that means scrapping the book that I started entirely and starting over and making what I want to make. So again, you guys will get that update when you get that update. Maybe it's a year from now, maybe it's 3 years from now, maybe it's 5 years from now, maybe it's fucking 6 months from now. Who knows? Who knows how inspired I'll be to get it done, right? Who knows what's coming in the next 6 months? Who knows what's coming this year? And all I can say is I'm so, 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 so grateful for every interaction, good and bad. I always say thank you for the interaction. Even if I'm going to snap back at your snappy fucking comment, I will always say thank you for the engagement. Because even the people who are watching all of my content constantly, even the people who are spying on me, don't engage with my content. Baby, I know you're spying on me. Baby, I know you're watching me. Baby, I know you've been watching for years, honey. It's okay to subscribe and like and comment. I'm not going to think any less of you because you've already been watching me this long anyways. You might as well help my fucking platform. But again, do what you want to do what you don't want to do. I don't care, because I'm going to keep doing it. So I really hope that wherever you guys are when this video reaches you, you have a beautiful, wonderful day. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Blessed be.